Hello, church. It's Pastor Mike. I hope it's a great day for you today so far. I am sitting here and listening to the wind whip and the storm rage outside. It's definitely a bit of a blustery one, but I'm really enjoying this opportunity through our devotions to go through the book of Acts. And today we find ourselves at the end of Acts chapter 2, and it's this beautiful summation of the state of the church, what this early church, right in its infancy, was doing, what they looked like right at the beginning. And Luke tells us that they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. Those four things are such wonderful things that we can say, how do we measure our own faith and living it out on the basis of those four priorities? Are we committing ourselves and devoting ourselves to the apostles' teaching, looking at scripture, listening and hearing, being edified, being filled each and every day? Are we committing ourselves to fellowship, being with one another? This has been a hard year for that, but especially as things are beginning to open up again, are we taking advantage of the opportunities to pour into one another and be in fellowship with one another? To the breaking of bread and to prayer, to praying together, to living together and sharing life together. These were the things that defined the early church more than any. Luke tells us that they were in awe at all of the powers and the miracles, the wonders and signs that the apostles were doing, and that they had everything in common. Now, that doesn't mean that they all agreed on all the same things and they had all of their opinions in common, but they shared everything in a common way, in a communal way. Luke tells us they sold their property and possessions to give to anyone who has need. They continued to meet in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes. They ate together with glad and sincere hearts. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. It is amazing what a witness of integrity and a testimony that is honest and true can do for our witness to the world, for other people's faith journeys, whenever we are not trying to convince the world of how broken and sinful it is, but instead, if we are living out health and wholeness in our own life and in our communities, we can do amazing work showing people what a godly life looks like. It is an important thing for us to do. And I love this picture of the early church, this church that shared all things, that ate together, learned together, laughed together, prayed together, and met each other's needs. We need to be more like that church. It's been said so often in today's churches, this Acts 2 model, this model that looks at this early church and says, how can we be radically different than the world around us? How can we be radically committed to this idea that God has given us a new community, a faith community, and says, this is your family. Live with each other, share life with each other, and together turn around and give a witness to the world of what it means to be redeemed. That's not an easy journey to go from where we are to this kind of model. It's going to involve a lot of difficult steps, a lot of uncomfortable moments, but that's what radical discipleship calls for. It calls for us to make ourselves uncomfortable right now, knowing that we are seeking true comfort in God's eternal plan. So today, I think we can encourage one another to fellowship, to community, to prayer, to being the church together, in short. May we be this kind of church for one another, to one another, and to the world who needs to see just who Jesus Christ is. May God bless you today. Bless you not only with His grace, but His grace imparted through men and women of faith that are around you. May we lean on each other when we feel weak, knowing that in His strength we are made strong. God bless you today.